let's really get into the details here. So character, create tail. Okay, so this defines the number of bones, not for the control cage, but the number of bones that you're going to weight to. So so you can see I got 14 here on the inside. So the most basic thing in the character menu and the tail is that there are two layers. The outer layer is your control cage, that is where the tail is deforming to. So it's if I go and take this control cage and I hit some different pose, say I want, the same way a dog is going to go in and the muscles in their tail are going to introduce force to hit a specific pose. You can go in here and hit that and say, okay, now move the tail around. And the tail is going to react and move and try and keep that pose. Now if I go the other way, if I want to say I want to use the inner part, you can go in on this piece in here, and this is what you're waiting to, and you turn on IKFK blending, and you animate like a really fine spiral, or something you could never do with an approximate control cage. We'll get into that in 1 second. But let's just start off with the basics here. So if I want to come here and start to animate this, here I'm going to create another tail with not so many divisions. 10. I'll just say 7. Okay. So I've got slightly more resolution. You want a little more resolution on the inside. So if I take this thing and I want to look at what's driving it, it's the spring operator. So if I hit hide and unhide, we're going to have a tool that pops up the spring in XSI. Maybe we'll put it in XSI net. I don't know exactly where it'll go. We're going to snake it in for the final version. But what you do is it'll go in and grab the spring, or I hope we will snake it in. Don't quote me on it. I'm going to go in here and select all these pieces here, and it'll go and bring up the spring tab. So every effector, these are one bone chains. So the spring is a whole bunch of one bone chains. One bone chain from here to here, one bone chain from here to here. And remember those shadow bones, it's just set up so that the shadow bone is drawing the line. And that's why it looks the way it does. So then I've got all my controllers for this chain. I'll go hide them, we don't need that. Now so I can change the spring properties one by one, or I can change them together. In fact, when you're watching this, we're going to have a few more special things related to caching. We're going to have the same caching that Rigid Body Dynamics has in here. But that's not today. So you'll have to, it's going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to have a live mold and regular caching. So as this moves around here, there are a whole bunch of things on this. Now if you look at the spring scale, that's what allows you to have a big tail here and a little tail here. So if you go draw a really little tail, because you got to get your dynamics to scale. So if you draw something really little, you can't have it bounce differently, or you want to have like a kind of general behavior that reacts to different scales. So you can make a tail that's this small, it's still going to work. Now sometimes you do something, you do something really small or really big, it's going to be wrong. So go and adjust the spring scale, and that's what'll tweak it into the range of dynamic reinjection that you want.